What is the largest art museum in the world?
Yeah, since you love
Now you know the
traveling.
Since you like traveling, you said you like traveling.
Oh my gosh. I do, but whoa, it was such a fun experience. Like, I learned so much about self-control talaga. And I saw like how, it's different with just all girls than a co-ed.
We've come to take it for granted in a way because now that it's taken away from us and we're stuck
Yeah.
here. But
Yeah, no.
That's what you need in life, You need to believe in yourself first.
You should always be positive and optimistic because bad situations are still opportunities for you to grow, for you to learn, and for you to, be yourself and just, decide wisely and be sensible.
Enderun Unmuted!
So welcome everyone back to another episode of Enderun Unmuted.
Yes, thank you guys again for tuning in with us every Fridays at. Actually, I don't know if it's still 6 p.m. or 1 p.m. but catch us every Fridays. And
Every Friday.
I want to thank you guys again for tuning in for the past 2 episodes because we had a blast with that one. Not only because of the views, but because of the things we've learned during that episode. As also Jacob and Kyla can relate to this inspiring 2 episodes that we had, right?
Yeah. I mean, Jacob, go if you want.
You can go ahead, Kyla.
Okay. No, I was gonna say that it's our first episode, I think, to reach over 1,000 views.
Over 1,000 views. That's
which
so
we
cool.
are so
I had no
grateful
idea.
for. And I think that really says about what Miss Aino was talking about. I think it really reached a lot of people. It reached us also because it was just so real and so it was just so real. It related to people and a lot of pillow quotes, right, Jacob?
It's very true. It was really nice to have because we already knew her, of course. We knew a fair amount about her, but we wanted to put her on the show to let more people know about her and her story. And if you haven't seen the episode, please go back and watch it because you will learn so many things from her.
Yes, that is true, and it truly left an impact on us, a positive impact on us. So again, guys, thank you for the support. We won't, reach that goal without you guys. So, moving on to this week's topic, to end up the Women's Month series. Yeah, because this week will be a blast too for me, right, guys?
This is part 3, right? And I think this guest is very special. I think especially to Irvin and Jacob because honestly, I am not this person's classmate. And so I don't know her as well as they do, but I still think it would be a great talk this week to talk to this guest. Yes. And so she is currently our batchmate. And she had high honors in the school year 2019 to 2020. She's also a member of ARI and the president of the class.
Yeah, she was our president last week. Yeah, and ARI and marketing too. She's
last week.
last week. Sorry, last year in grade 11. So yeah, that was a fun time, with the class, and I think she was the only person there who could handle our class, right? The class is pretty whoo. Yeah, so I wanted to say something, experiences with this person, she was one of my very first friends. I think we ate together. I still remember this, a second day. She brought her lunch box with her, then we ate, I think, in the cinemas. The potato corner outside the cinemas. Yeah, we ate there. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know. Then she was being friends with me, I think, because she wanted to be president. No, I'm kidding. No, but she truly deserved that. But no, I actually voted for her because I saw the potential and also the genuineness of this person. I think Jacob could also share some experiences with the guest we have today.
I don't know if I voted for Sam.
It's all coming out now.
but Sam really is. It took not that long before I got closer to Sam, and it's difficult to choose a single fun experience with her because most of the time I got to spend with Sam was in between classes.
Yeah.
Where she's just a fun, bubbly person to be around. She's always asking for help, for assignments. And she and we really do because again, she's such a fun person. And actually, my last kind of big going out thing prior to COVID was actually at Sam's birthday party.
Yeah,
right.
True. Yeah, that was fun, Sam. and we're gonna welcome you soon. But one more thing is like when I talk to this person like one-on-one when we eat outside or sometimes just sit down in the classroom when there's no class, we just really talk about deep stuff, which is and sensible stuff too, which I really think that she suits this type of episode we have today. And I think we should welcome her now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yes,
should.
all right. So
We didn't actually say her name first.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Jacob
Jacob
said
already
Sam,
said.
but okay.
So, formally.
Okay, guys, let's all welcome our guest for today, Sam Espiritu. Welcome, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. So
Hello.
thank you again for coming here. It's an honor for us to know more
Thank you
about,
for inviting me.
of course, your sensibleness as a person and as a student too, because really think you're one of the most empowering students, right, Jacob? I think you can agree with this too.
I do agree.
All right, Sam. So you want to say anything first, to our listeners that we have today?
No naman. I'm just very grateful to have been invited to this podcast. It's like actually my first time, so I'm kind of scared. But the hosts, they're very nice.
Why are you shy, Sam? You're not like this.
I know.
Yeah. So Kyle actually prepared a game for you, to start
Yes,
things
I
off
did.
for this episode.
Okay, so before we get to any of the questions, this is something that we always play with our guests. It's a trivia game we all know and love, and it's called...
Jacob, you have to do this.
I was hoping Kyla would say it.
I
The
won't
game
say.
is called Endo.
Yeah, Enderun what? I don't know. We had no
Enderun
choice.
what?
And what?
Yeah, we kind of have to stop explaining it every
Yes,
time.
we have to.
Anyway, so like I said before, we did this with every guest we had, and I think they all had fun. So we'll be
Yes.
asking Sam
did.
different trivia questions about her interests, things that she told to us, and things that Bea and Irvin and the whole Enderun Unmuted team told me to put, because I honestly don't know a lot
That's
about
not
Sam,
true.
but
Okay.
it's good to. It was fun making the questions because I got to find out a lot of stuff about her. So anyway, we'll be asking you different trivia questions and then you will answer them, and the score you will get will be determining the grade you will get. So sorry, this will be graded, but don't worry because you're gonna do great.
Yes,
Okay.
he is. All right, are you ready, Sam?
I'm ready.
All right,
okay.
let us begin.
Yep. So the first question was actually because Bea and Ishi told me that you love Gossip Girl.
Do you love
So-
Gossip
I do. Wow, you guys.
With Sam,
Girl?
prove
Wow,
it.
she knows. Okay. Go.
So this is your time to prove it. I actually haven't watched the show, so I don't know if these questions are hard or if they're easy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and ask them. So the first question-
Trivia question.
The first question is, where do Nate, Chuck, and Dan go to high school?
St. Jude.
Wow, that
Oh,
was
wow.
so wow.
That was
Always
so
just
fast.
doubt.
Casual, guys. She's
I
not
always
casual.
doubt the guests.
I'm
Wow.
sorry, I didn't know that was a
How many
hard
times
thing.
have you watched this, Sam?
I've actually rewatched it mga like 7 times. Like the whole season, like the whole not just
Wow.
episodes, but like the whole show 7. Yeah.
Sana all my time, guys. All right, let's
So
go
that was
on.
before, but they took it out of Netflix now, so
Ah, that's
I don't
sad.
get to rewatch it.
Yeah, I remember Sam dressing up as one of the characters in Halloween.
Really?
And I think even her
Oh.
like grad photo.
Oh, that was
Oh,
it.
no.
okay.
My grad
Was,
photo
was it?
not.
Was it? Oh, okay.
The one for
Oops.
grade 10 before, because our theme was favorite TV show or movie character, so I did the Gossip Girl character.
Want that theme?
Okay, wow, she knows her Gossip Girl. So for the second question, Sam, what magazine does Blair intern at?
W.
Wow, guys, she really knows it.
What?
I think he's gonna ace this, guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
You might
congrats,
just
Sam.
ace
2
it.
out of
Woo.
2 so far. So for a third question, Jacob.
Okay, the question
Okay,
is,
there's not Gossip
what?
Girl anymore.
Yeah. What is the largest art museum in the world?
Yeah, since you love
Now you know the stat.
traveling.
Since you like traveling, you said you like traveling.
Oh my gosh. I do, but whoa, we don't go to a lot of museums. Can I just like have a hint, like what country it is?
Yeah, I think so.
If we give you the hint, wait, okay.
I mean,
It's in Europe.
Will I know it?
okay, the continent.
in Europe.
It's in Europe.
Okay.
It's kind of famous actually.
Wait, the
It
Lurb?
is.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
the
how you
Louvre.
pronounce it.
It's the Louvre,
I
right?
need
Louvre.
to know.
Basta
The
yun,
Louvre,
yeah.
yeah.
The
You're
Louvre,
correct.
the
Wow,
Louvre.
Sam knows
The
her
Louvre.
stuff, guys. I'm
Congratulations.
actually proud, Sam. You're exceeding expectations right now.
Well, let's see. We're not yet done.
All right, so you have
Okay.
2 more questions.
Yes. So the next one is because you said you also like cooking, so we decided to combine the two.
Okay,
cooking.
this is hard.
Well, technically food, food and traveling. So in which country did cheesecake originate?
Sheesh, this is a bit hard, man. But I think she knows
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like who knows this one?
I didn't even know
New
this.
York.
No.
this. New York is not a
No.
country.
No.
Okay, we're gonna give you one more
Countries are
chance.
Yeah, we're gonna give you one more chance. It's in Europe again.
Sucks.
It's in Europe.
It's in Europe. Okay.
Yes.
Oh crap. Oh, France.
Final answer.
No. One more try,
Wait
Sam.
lang.
Okay.
She's competitive like
She
this,
has a
guys.
streak.
And she's competitive. That's why I like Sam.
I can't lose. Wait.
You won't lose.
One more try, Sam.
this-
Oh, it's in Europe, right? It's in
Yeah,
Europe.
it is.
Yes.
I can do this, Sam.
Sam.
You can't
Google.
search.
Can't Google, we know.
countries.
Okay. I'm so tempted to Google it. I'm just gonna guess like on top of my head. London. Is it
No.
UK?
sorry.
UK?
No, that's the
It's
same
not.
thing. Sorry, Sam. The answer was Greece.
Greece.
I give up.
It originated.
Like
I don't
See, no
oil
one would have
Greece.
known this one.
Yeah,
That was a
I'm
hard
sorry.
question. It was
I
kind
feel
of tough.
responsible for your losing.
Well, now you know. Okay, cheesecake
Oh, okay.
originated
I was thinking of
in
that, but I
Greece.
was like, cheesecake. Greece. That was hard.
Okay, so for the last question we have,
okay.
actually Jacob thought about this question.
Yeah, so Jacob, why don't you ask it?
This is a bit hard,
Now I know.
but it's easy.
It's
Okay.
I
it's
think.
easy.
It's basic.
Well, let's see if you get it.
So if you don't get it, you blame Jacob.
Yeah.
So for the last question, Sam, what is the powerhouse of the cell?
It's a bit hard.
Yes.
Sam. Are you here now?
Oh my gosh, wait.
Okay.
You guys know I suck at science, but
We just had science, Sam.
alam
Come
ko
on.
it's mito. I know, but we didn't talk about cells. I just know it's mito something like meiosis,
Sam, your favorite
mitosis,
word.
You can.
You're right there, Sam.
Okay.
mitosis.
It's a
You can
process.
Google.
That's more of a process than a part.
Yeah.
But you're getting close. It's mito
This is-
something.
It starts with a
Try to
C.
think of a hint.
Oh,
Mitose.
mito.
My niece.
Chlorophyll. I don't know.
Chocolate. Is that your final
You're
answer?
so
Sam?
close.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're so close,
Give
Sam.
you
Yeah,
one more chance.
mitochlorophyll. Not a thing.
That is not a thing, but
Sam.
it's
The
okay.
answer. What's the answer?
Okay. Okay, we're gonna reveal the answer now.
I just know it's mitochur something, but I give up. Yeah.
Okay, nice try, Sam. But the correct answer is mitochondria. You were close. I mean,
Cell, Sam.
you had it,
Powerhouse.
Sam. You had it. It's okay. You still did well. I'm so surprised with the
Mhm.
answers you've got correct. I'm so
So
proud.
Jam,
You got 3 out
do you
of 5.
offer?
You got 3 out of
offer-
5, Sam. That's good. You had
That's a
3.
B. It's a good score compared to some other people.
Like,
Tyler
Bea
said,
joke.
it's a B, Sam.
But yeah, thank you,
No,
Sam. I hope you
really.
enjoyed that game. Don't mind Kyla, please. Joke. I hope you. No, I hope you enjoyed that game, Sam. You got 3 out of 5. You got a B. You see, you should say it like that, Kyla. Not, you got a B.
Okay, you got a B. Good
There
job.
we go.
Stop making me look like.
Samantha.
So I hope you enjoyed that game, Sam. You got a very good score. Don't mind Kyla after she said you got a B. So you know, we just want to know, like, because we knew you when you were in Enderun already, right? Me, Jacob, and also Kyla, I think. So you know, can you give us like a short story, you know, before Enderun? Like, what were you in a way?
All right. So, okay. So, I studied in an all-girls school. The culture was very different, no men, and it was very strict and it was very traditional. So, we couldn't have colored hair, like we couldn't,
Oh.
be couldn't like kind of like we all had to be this one identity of a Polynesian. It's not that I'm bashing on, but that's just the culture of how
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. The activities were really fun, and that's where I really got to enhance my leadership skills. Because during the second year, I was in St. Paul. That's when I got elected as a class officer, and the class officers there, they take it really seriously. Like there are
Yeah.
seminars for it, and they really train you to be a good leader. Because it's not just class parang wala lang, you actually have responsibilities, and the teacher will
That is true,
really
guys.
rely on you to be a good role model. And I really developed my self-discipline skills when I was a leader. I couldn't conform to what my classmates were doing when they were taking their phones out. Even though I was so tempted, I had to, scold them. Like it's like I was being KJ, pero I knew that I had to be the one to set a good example for them. So yeah, in St. Paul, I had like a lot of fun naman. It's just that they were a bit traditional compared to Enderun, and yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to like being traditional, I think we should respect those schools, especially even
Yeah.
let's say people who are also traditional. You really can't judge their like background, their history, why they were
Yeah.
like that, because I think most people grew into that, especially of like what culture we have in the Philippines, because
That's true. And I really, really respect their work ethics. Like all of my classmates, when I first started in grade 7, they were all so diligent students. Like they would take notes,
yeah,
and
unlike
I
us,
wasn't
right?
super used to that. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well,
Urban,
compared
speak
to
for
how
yourself,
Enderun
Urban.
is,
Kidding. Yeah, so speaking of like all girls
they
school.
just have a different strategy.
Yeah, that's true. So speaking of all girls school, we actually invited someone who shared that background too. So we had an old guest that we have also from an all
Oh, yeah.
girls school. I mean
Old
guest.
guest.
I mean a previous guest that we have.
Um,
Okay, fine. I'm done. Just introduce her guys.
Okay, so yeah, we have, like Irvin said, an old guest. She was actually in one of our other episodes as a class, no, not a class president. I am so sorry. As a president of a student organization. So let's all welcome Bea Yap.
Trees.
Yay, Beatrice.
Hi, Beatrice. It's nice to have you back
Irvin, I just
speaking.
turned 18. Why did you call me old?
Hey, you know what
You
I
want to talk, Irvin?
Yeah, so
Gosh.
why we invited you again, because we didn't have a
I'm
choice.
everyone's
Joke.
favorite.
We didn't have another
I'm
option.
Oh
I'm kidding.
dear.
Because I think it's really there's something with people from like all girls school. I mean, not like discriminating them, right? I'm not being offensive, but like I think you guys are sort of different in a good way because you've experienced a lot of stuff that only people in the girls' schools have experienced. Unlike I think Kyla did, right? Did you experience like what you said? I think you were talking about it a while ago. All girls.
Well, I didn't go to an all-girls school for like a whole year, but my mom went to one, and I remember I think I went there for like week or a few days for like I forgot what it was for, but I do remember like going into the cafeteria and like I didn't have the best experience there. I'm sure that's not the case for most people, but this was just my experience. But the people, they weren't that nice. I think it's because I was a new person and they all had their cliques, and so I understand that. But yeah, I didn't go to an all-girls school, but I guess because I went to a Christian school, but they were also very like they didn't allow us to color our hair. We had uniforms, like really really long skirts. They didn't allow us to wear makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would like take our makeup away, and so I kind of get what Sam was talking about because I know Urban and Jacob were like school.
We were in an all-girls school too. So I'm
Ah.
kidding.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, so Bea and Sam, can you like share some of your like experience, not really experiences, but like challenges, if there were some, or like unique experiences as well?
Yeah. For me, I remember there was this one time. This was my first day in St. Paul, and it was morning, so 7 a.m. I was in school very, very early. And then I took my phone out because I was gonna text my driver saying like this was our dismissal time. And then when I took my phone out, they were all like, oh, I said that was like yeah, I swear. It was like
Whoa.
it was such a big deal for them talaga. And I was so shocked. I was like, what? Why? And then they were like, oh, we don't use our phones in the classroom. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I went to the restroom and then that's where I texted my driver. But at that moment, I was like so scared, like, wow, like the littlest things talaga, you have to be very careful because it was very new to me and that was such a culture shock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually tough. Even with just a cell phone, imagine. I mean, I never experienced that. How about you, Bea?
Well, for me, I started in an all-girls school when I was in grade 2. So basically, I was there for like around 8 years or more. So with the phone part, I kind of relate to Sam. You know, you're not really allowed to bring your phone. Like there was this one time they would go to to your rooms, your classrooms, and then they were like, who's using their phone here, blah blah blah, and then they would just confiscate it because you're really not allowed to.
We would have random
bring your
inspections
phone.
also. It was so scary.
Yeah,
like
very
people, like the students did everything
Scary.
just so that they wouldn't get caught. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, you wouldn't want to be in that room when they start doing the inspection because you need to hide it somewhere. And you know,
Yeah, I
it's
remember
so
Bea
good for
talking
it.
about the story.
Yeah, so
It was
you
scary.
can't bring phones in general.
Well, you can,
Yeah.
but you just need a permit, which is kind of weird. Cause like
Yeah,
after
gadget
dismissal, like
slip.
like you know, like a permit. Like why would you bring a permit for a phone?
Oh,
You know, you need to
that's
text your
tough.
parents and something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like a funny thing. Like it's like culture. Miss Aina culture. Yeah, it's like
Uh,
very.
I
It's actually really fun to try to hide your phone somewhere. You know.
Yeah, I
Exposing
swear for
yourself.
me, looking back now, it was such a fun experience. Like
Yeah.
I learned so much about self-control talaga. And I saw like how, it's different with just all girls than a co-ed. Like I could see that the girls were more comfortable and that, they could be themselves talaga. And I really like the values naman they taught in
Yeah.
my school, being punctual and being respectful and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it really suits with our topic, right, Jacob, about like empowerment, because our topic for the whole month was women's empowerment, and I think you really felt it right there, right? Since it's an all-girls school, you felt that the women empowerment was there.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so Jacob would actually sorry.
Well, no, I find those experiences really interesting actually because as Kyla has teased us about multiple times, we went to homeschool mostly, but I did have a couple experiences in regular schools, but they were, what's the term for like not gender specific schools? A
Non-sectarian.
regular school.
Co-ed.
Non-sectarian
Yeah.
school.
Co-ed.
And I
Co-ed.
guess it was never really that strict from my experience. But yeah, since we're on the topic of your experiences in schools, we want to know more about you now and your experience in Enderun. So how has it been like so far in your senior high school life?
Okay, so my senior high school life, actually, looking back, I realized that I was just in Enderun campus for like 6 months, but it felt
Yeah.
so long because I really enjoyed it with everyone. Like, I was like,
Relate to
wow, it hasn't even been a year since I've been with these people, but during that 6 months, we've all gotten really close, and I love that.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
on-site, on-site campus, like in school, I really enjoyed it because, the workload, it wasn't so much. It was very bearable. And, it was so fun every time we'd have those little breaks where we can spend time with our friends. That really meant a lot for me.
Spend the
Which is why
7-Eleven.
when yeah, 7-Eleven. Yeah. That's why when everything was handled remotely, so virtual classes and everything, it was so hard for me because it was too draining just, sitting in front of a computer and continuing with school. Because you don't have those little moments with your friends anymore, which make, all the tiredness worthwhile. So yeah, but overall, my Enderun Senior High School experience, I really liked it because again, it's not a traditional school, so they have different ways of teaching. They don't stick
Yes,
to
that is
just a
true.
notebook and pen and write notes. Yeah, you can have your own strategy. So if you're more comfortable with writing notes on your laptop or phone, they would allow you to do that as long as it's better for you. So I really like that, and I really appreciated that about Enderun.
Yeah, so actually, last year, grade 11, me, Bea, and Sam was part of the class officers in a way, right? Sam was the
What is
president.
In the
why are there
6
air
months.
quotes?
I don't know.
I honestly forgot about that phase
Yeah,
in your lives.
Sam was the president. I was the vice president. I just remembered now. And
Yes,
then,
you should have
yeah,
been a
No memory.
and then
And
Bea
Bea
was
was
the secretary.
Sec-
And then
Yeah,
we
I'm
had
the
Natasha too
secretary.
as the treasurer. So I
Right.
think one thing that we did that was very empowering, just not just for us, but for Sam's community, because we tried to sell in Sam's house. So that was one of the experiences we had. We planned that as a class member, so we bought our clothes and we went to
Second-
Sam's house.
Secondhand, if you love
Yeah, and
items.
our target was actually the workers around Sam's village, and they really, we that day was very nice because some of it we gave it sort of for free. I remember having it with some of the clothes, some of the the pants that Nate brought. So yeah, that was some of the fun experiences we had. But yeah, like Sam said, 6 months was short, but even though we still made a lot of experiences, fun experiences
so
too as a
true.
class.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was 6 months. Now that I look
Yeah.
back on it, it felt so
It did
long.
feel long. I think we all
Did.
grew a
Yeah.
lot together.
Maybe because of those little moments, like what Sam was saying, like just chilling in the classroom. They're what really made like the
Yeah.
whole experience so much
Yeah.
more memorable. And I think that's why it felt like a really important partner, which it really was, because we've come to take it for granted in a way, because now that it's taken away from us and we're stuck
Yeah.
here. But
Yeah, and also
But
like
we were-
one of the
yeah.
things that we missed so much is like the prom. We missed 2 years.
Oh,
Prom, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my
right.
god.
We had two
Prom that was
chances.
supposed
We
to
missed
happen.
two. We missed two. So anyway,
sure, like in college, we're gonna make something up. We're gonna try.
Yes, we
Like,
have
there's something
to.
up for our
Our
batch.
batch.
batch reunion.
Yes.
Hey, what's
Definitely.
up?
What's reunion?
We're
Wala pa
not
ka, eh.
gonna take being outside together for granted anymore.
That is
I
true.
swear, when we all go back, it's gonna be so chaotic.
I hope it won't. So, just
Exactly.
to turn things out, and just to, twist a bit the topic. So, Sam, we want to ask you a questions, some questions, since this episode is about empowerment. So, we just want to ask you, like, how do you empower someone? Or how do you empower someone or yourself?
How do I empower someone? I think that in order to empower someone, you have to let them know that you see potential in them and that you believe in them. Because I think knowing that someone believes in you, like knowing that someone has faith in you, it really encourages you to
Yeah.
be better and to do better. Knowing that someone can see your potential and even just the littlest things, and when you give them responsibilities, I think those are one of the best ways you can empower someone. It's because you're trusting them, and when someone trusts you, you wouldn't want to disappoint them. So I think, yeah, the best way to encourage someone first is to believe in them and to let them know that you see potential in them and that they will do great things.
Yeah, that's true. How about you, Bea? Like, do you want to add something? Like, how do you empower someone? I know you sort of
Well-
answered this, but we want something
Yeah.
from you again.
Why don't you repeat it? For good
Well,
measure.
just like what Sam said, like giving them like tasks, it means like you trust them. So like as a leader, it is also like it's really important for me to like delegate my task properly, like the task. So I feel like the way I empower like my co-execom leaders is to like give them tasks that could like it's a sign that you trust them. So almost same as Sam.
Yeah, so I think like we really wanted you for this episode because you empower someone, and even if you don't believe it, you still do, because I've been with you guys since forever, even if it was 6 months. So speaking of powers and that. So actually, Kyla sort of prepared this answer. So Kyla,
I did not prepare this.
Oh,
Well, I did.
you did.
I gave it off in a meeting once. I thought I was gonna get rejected, but anyway, we can relate it.
Yeah.
Just a little
It's a-
icebreaker.
it's a fun question to be honest.
Talking about superpowers. Not actually talking about empowerment. If you were to have one superpower, Sam, and then Bea, what would it
And
be?
then us.
And why?
Yeah, I want to answer this question
I
too.
want to answer this.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sam. This is
so
actually
Just
interesting.
a little
to be honest.
icebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as you asked that question, I already had my answer. So my answer is teleportation. So if I could have any superpower, I would choose that because I love traveling, and
Yes.
here in Manila, the traffic is so bad. Like I just
That's
want to
true.
get from point A to point B, and and
Yeah.
traffic really consumes a lot of our time. We could be doing so much more. We could be so productive, but it's stopping us from doing so. So I think teleportation would be good. Also, so that I'm never late in anything. So yeah, teleportation.
Yeah, but that's sort of like the thing with Manila traffic. It sort of teaches you to discipline your time so much. Like you have
That's true.
like your
Yes.
class is at 8
True.
or 9. You have to wake up at 5, leave at 7 because that's how the traffic is bad. But yeah,
That's so
teleportation is a
true,
good
yeah.
choice. I would love that power. Okay, Bea next.
I was thinking about this and I was like, I want to be invisible. That's just a joke.
That's hard.
Well, I
to
feel
avoid.
like-
Kidding.
Well, I feel
Incredibles.
like I want to have I don't know, super speed. I feel like that's what.
Okay, the
No,
Flash.
but as a
The Flash.
Yeah.
no, like what I mean about super speed is like fast at doing works and work. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Basically.
I'm a workaholic
Yeah, actually.
student. I love to work.
That
is
So
fun.
like, you know what? So you know what? That would be fun. Like you type your essay here, you do editing here. Speed.
I love how her mind is still on work.
Yeah, that's
Our
that's-
president, everyone.
That's sort of
Thank
like
you, thank you.
teleportation too, right? Because you won't be late.
Workaholic.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm always late. When I was
Yeah.
in Enderun, I would always be late.
That
so
is
I
true.
Really need that.
It's sort
I
of
just remember-
teleportation.
Bea would stroll in class with her yellow bag. I think it was yellow, right?
Her yellow
And
candy.
Yeah, with her hair tied and like her
Yeah, I remember
blanket.
that.
My blanket.
And her big
Oh
water
yeah, everyone
Hindi
had
naman.
blankets.
Yeah, her blanket. Oh my gosh.
It was
For
really
me naman,
cold in the
um,
classroom.
Like, if I were to be late for school, I would be really late. But if I'm early, I'm really early. Because the
Yeah, I still
traffic,
remember those
just
times.
because for traffic, just 10 minutes of
Yeah,
leaving late
yeah,
from
it's-
home, it
it's
makes
a
such a
big-
huge difference. I swear.
Yeah,
Yes.
I swear. Like if you leave,
which
if you
is
usually
why,
leave at
yeah.
6, but you left at 6:10, that's a huge
Yeah.
difference. I swear. There's a huge difference
Yes.
in traffic in that.
And
Yes.
Sam comes from
So
QC.
true. Yeah.
You know what's funny about
QC.
that?
And like
I
QC,
live-
QC, like the far QC.
QC.
Wow! Oh my
Inside, deep
god!
inside.
Yeah.
But she's still early
You know
sometimes.
what's funny about that? Like I live like 15 minutes from Enderun, like 15 or 20 minutes from Enderun. And I'm so far. I'm always late. So hi, Miss Cherry. If you're listening to this, no, Miss, you're not.
It gets
just hope-
traffic in Bay's area though.
Yeah,
A
and see,
bit.
yeah, it is.
Slight.
All
We
right.
just hope that the listeners here who probably had like grade 12 memories also can reminisce as well.
Yeah, so
And the
for
grade
we-
11s, learn your lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah, be early.
yeah, don't be late. So
So-
far we have teleportation and speed. I mean, super speed. No, but
Super
I think Kyla
speed.
should go next.
Okay.
Actually,
I've
don't have
actually
an
thought
answer
about
yet.
this a lot because I would have debates with my brother about which superpower is the best. I always forget his answer, but mine is telekinesis. Not
I
telepathy,
knew it.
telekinesis. Because I don't want people's voices in my head.
Yeah, but if
That's
you
too
have that
much
power, you
pressure.
can control it, right? Okay, anyways.
Yeah, you can make stuff levitate.
Well, yeah. I know that some
Wanda?
Wanda. But I know that some telekinesis people also have telepathy, but just telekinesis because like it would be just so
That's
cool.
the
Like
X has both. Sorry.
you're lying in bed and your phone is just there and you just levitate your phone and get it.
It's the
I think it would
switching the lights off situation.
It would be so useful in just like practical life, like not even fighting bad guys. Telekinesis is so
You just
useful,
don't
and when
wanna
you're
help
tired
the
of
world,
walking,
Kyle. I'm kidding.
you just.
I'm kidding.
I was gonna get to that, but if you're tired of walking, it's like float, like lift yourself up. Like, isn't that so cool? You already have flight. You already have, like, if you're powerful enough, maybe even super speed. You can like fling your body really fast.
Reaching
You're
too
we're
much,
sticking with
Kyla.
the
You're
one
reaching,
power,
you're
Kyla.
reaching too much.
Okay, I've thought about this a lot, but anyway. But if ever, helping the community would be useful.
What if there's flood? You just reach every house out there. We don't have
No,
flood
like-
for everyone.
Oh my god, especially now, COVID, contactless. Hello.
Okay, that makes more
you're-
sense.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Kyle.
Okay, Kyle.
Well,
Amazing.
let it
Okay,
slide.
Jacob, you should go next. We're tired of Kyle's answer.
You know,
I'm kidding.
my answer. Every time I would think about this before, my answer would always be either like teleportation or invisibility, because I realized just now that the reasons I wanted those powers were not for legal purposes. It's like so
Wait,
I
so
can get
what?
things I want
Yeah, what
without
else?
people seeing. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
But I think the power that I do want, since Sam brought up like traveling, is probably flight. I know it sounds boring, okay, but I want to be able to go to places without having to ride a vehicle. I could just fly over the sea. Although flying over the sea, I do think about this a lot too. And flying over the sea kind of gives me anxiety that my powers will stop working, and then I'll fall in the middle of the ocean. But my answer is flight.
Flight. Yeah.
See, so I could go.
Yeah.
I could go anywhere, anytime. Although I guess it could still be illegal if I fly into another country. Whatever.
Just bring
Cannot
your
go there.
passport with you.
Well,
So maybe teleportation is better.
if everybody had
But
powers.
I want to fly. I want to levitate. Maybe I could just have the same power as Kyle. Okay, maybe you shouldn't have asked me this question.
Okay.
But
I'll
if
go
everybody
next
had
then.
powers, I think they would account for your flight.
That's true. That's true. It's a
Transfer.
whole other conversation.
Okay. Irvin.
Okay,
We're
mine
gonna
would
last
be.
an hour here.
This is interesting, guys. Mine would be shape shifting. I'm kidding. I wouldn't like to shape shift, guys. That is kind of weird,
There are
bro.
some
That is
perks
kinda
there.
weird. But like,
It is
maybe
dangerous. All these are dangerous.
I'll just be, something realistic. I'll just be super creative.
Boo!
Were you expecting someone here to find that interesting?
No, like I want to be like the next painter that's famous or something like that. Because
That's a talent.
yeah, but like everything I do, hey, I'm being realistic and
okay.
different here. Okay.
No,
This
okay,
is
Okay.
let's
We support you.
His
Mutant and
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah, we won't judge you. Fine.
We won't judge you. Yeah,
Respect
You
for
want to be
the
the weakest
humility
superhero?
naman.
Fine.
No, because I'm not really good at like doing like art stuff, so I want to be
Okay.
that, So
So this is a safe space. So we have the team. We have the teleporter.
We are the
telekinetic,
team.
yay!
and the super creative one.
Only some of us can be superheroes.
I'll create our uniforms, guys, our costumes.
Oh, there. He does have value.
Have-
That's not that.
All right.
Okay. So that was a fun icebreaker.
Again.
Just asking about that. But let's get back to like
Being serious, because that's what
more
I'm doing.
serious. So we have another question for you, Sam, and also Vika. So it's a pretty general question. You can take it wherever you want to take it. But we just want to know, since you are a guest today, what made you who you are?
Miss Universe type of question.
So yes,
Wow.
Mrs. Spirit.
That's a good question, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so what made me who I am? So I think that what made me who I am today is really all of my experiences combined all together. Because without those, just by hearing talks from people, it's different from actually experiencing them firsthand. And, all the situations thrown at me and everything I've overcome over the years, I think those are really what made me who I am today. Because without all those lessons, I feel like I wouldn't be as wise or as, as independent as I am now. So I think that, and also the environment. So my friends, my family, I think they really encouraged me really to show my fullest potential and to just be myself and to find my passion and to, to always, work on that. And, yeah, I think in general, what really made me who I am today is my experiences. Because without those, I wouldn't be as mature as I am now, and I wouldn't act this way if not for those experiences. Because those experiences really taught me how to be sensitive towards other people. It taught me how
that's
to
true.
become a better decision maker, how to manage my time wisely, and which aspects of my life to prioritize in terms of time management. Because time is something we cannot buy. So I really think it's important to, to take into account all of your experiences and to apply them to where you are now in life.
Yeah, nice. I like what Sam said, about experiences. Because, even as Sam is, younger than me and Jacob, I think she has a lot of experiences in life. And when I mean a lot, as in a lot, because, age doesn't really define, like, what experiences you have as a person. That's why I really wanted to put this up, right? To not let anyone look down on you. And with Sam,
Yeah,
having
that's true.
those experiences, it was because of her like passion, because she wants to be out there. That's why, I think Sam is really one of the most sensible people I know, because she moved her and she placed herself there to learn those stuff, just live and learn about the experiences that she has, which I know most of them, which are but yeah, so yeah, so Bea, do you want to say something, like what made you who you are?
Okay, so for me, I guess it was those summer camps I used to attend. Like, I still attend. Yeah. The summer camps, basically, you meet a lot of people there with different backgrounds, different experiences. So, like, you really get to know them. And then in, like, camp, you get to kind of live free on your own and do the basic life stuff. I guess also experiences same as Sam. Putting it is also like important to put yourself out there because of those experiences. And then I guess of course my parents, then because of them I wouldn't be here. So I think that's what. Oh no, I think yeah, that's for me. That's my answer.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
from
Experience
both of your answers, it reminds me actually of Miss Rena's episode. Just putting that out there again. Go watch it. She was talking about how her experiences, or our experiences, make us who we are, and that's also why it's really important to, as Sam mentions, put yourself in situations that allow you to grow and surround
Yeah.
yourself with people. Another really important aspect is surrounding yourself
Yeah.
with people who you can rely on and bring out the best version of yourself
Yeah. And I
when you're
think
with them.
that to add to that, I really think that environment played a huge role as to who I am today,
Yeah.
because I read once that the five closest friends you have, they are all a reflection of you. So you really have to be careful with who you let into your life, because they can have such an influence in you and you might not even notice it. Like, you might be soaking up their energy without even noticing it. So I think, yeah, so with experiences and environment, I think those are really what helped me to become who I am today. It's for the people that helped me and motivated me, even though they gave me advices, even though they told me what to do and what not to do. As a person, we're all curious human beings, and even though we know what to do or what not to do, we would want to know for ourselves
That is true.
that, you know, we're curious, especially as youth, as the youth. If someone restricts you to do something, the more you would want to do it. But with their advice, it will only have an influence on how you decide, but it doesn't necessarily determine what you're going to, what path you're going to take. So I
Mhm.
think that, yeah, experiences and your environment, you should be careful with those.
Yeah,
Yes.
and talking about experiences, experience can be both good and bad, because a lot of people, like, if they have regrets about something bad that happened, of course you can feel bad about it. I mean, let's not invalidate emotions here, but we need to also remember how those can shape who we are, and so we need to look at that in another light. Like especially what's happening now, like this pandemic, it's all one big shared experience. Like we
Yeah.
can't deny it
Yeah.
anymore. We can't off-put it. We just have to accept that it is and take it in a way that doesn't bring you so much like, oh, this pandemic. Like we have to let it shape us in the way that we let it shape us. If we let it shape us in a bad way or a good way, then that's up to us. But then, better to be in a good
Yeah.
way.
That's very true. Perspective is everything because you can be put in a bad situation and you can only think about the negative things that are happening in the bad situation. But if you look at it from a different angle, if you see how will this benefit me, with when you use those lenses to look at life, you'll feel different talaga. You'll see that everything really happens for a reason. Even though this pandemic hit us like all unexpectedly, we were all able to grow one way or another. I'm sure of that. We all had our own character development, even if we just stayed at home. We all became more
Yeah.
productive, and I've seen that a lot of people have really grown out of their shells
And knew themselves
during
more.
this pandemic.
That's true.
Yeah, they knew themselves more and they were able to find new hobbies. Like myself, like
Yeah.
before, I really, 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 really wanted to play the guitar, but I just couldn't because I couldn't find the time. But during this pandemic, like what else can I do? So I started learning, and yeah, I was able to pick
Example.
up naman, and
Joke.
I would no naman. But yeah, it's just like, it's just how you approach things in life. If you approach things in a negative way, it's like you're just going to put yourself in a toxic mindset. You should always be positive and optimistic because bad situations are still opportunities for you to grow, for you to learn, and for you to,
That is true.
be yourself and just decide wisely and be sensible. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
pillow quote right there, Jacob.
Pillow quote, Jacob.
Okay.
Bad situations.
It's a bit too long, but I'll make it work.
Yeah, for a long pillow, right? The long pillow.
The hard
the
dog
long-
pillow. Bea has a
My
really long
favorite
pillow. I
type
can
of
put it on.
Yeah, I just want to add to like Sam's and Kyla's thoughts about like experience. Even if it's all experiences can be bad and good, but you can turn every bad thing into a good one. So it's really on to us. And also Sam said about the friends you have reflects you. Yeah, because the saying that tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. So yeah, it's really important who you surround yourself with, who you empower yourself with, who you make people as your inspiration. So yeah, so to end this, not really to end this, but we just want to ask your advice about to the people listening right now of self-empowerment. Bea could go
Self-
first, or Sam.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, go on, Bea.
Go, Bea.
My advice to people about empowering themselves. I'm just repeating the question because I forgot. Okay, anyways, it's important to always believe in yourself that you can do it. Just like what Kyla, Irvin, Jacob, Sam, everyone here said. You base it on your experiences may be good or bad, and then you can turn it around. Turning your experiences around into a positive thing, I said this in my episode. Na parang a lot of people didn't really believe in me before. Like I couldn't be a leader, and I'm not pointing anyone here, But anyways, I couldn't be a leader and stuff like that. They would call me stuff that's not me. So from that negative experience, I turned that around and I believed in myself that I could do this, that I could achieve more than what they were thinking. So, just always believe in yourself, trust your gut that you can do it, because that's what you need in life. You need to believe in yourself first. So that's like my advice for empowering yourself, is to believe.
All right. Thank you, Bea. Sam.
Okay, so empowering yourself. So yes, I agree. number one, you have to have faith in yourself and you really have to believe. Even though you don't see the result now, it's a continuous process. It's an everyday process to become the best version of yourself. So don't pressure yourself into thinking that, oh, you have to be this, you have to be that in this amount of time, because life will take a lot of detours and you can't always plan your life because, again, everything is unexpected, like this pandemic. So yeah, and I also believe that um our potentials are like the limits of our potentials. That's only what we set. Like, yeah, it's like we only limit ourselves. So I remember Irvin had this really good paper about being limitless for our Filipino class, and it really spoke volume to me as I listen. Yeah, it really spoke volume to me because I realized that most of the things that are hindering me from pursuing what I love is myself. I'm limiting myself into thinking that, oh, you can only do this, you can only achieve that. But that's not the right mindset. You always have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, like, nobody would want to believe in you. Yes. So I really think it's important to love yourself and to know your passion and your skills, because once you know your passion and your skills, you should focus on those, because those are what will make you successful in life. Because you don't want to be working your whole life in a job that you're not passionate about, because I don't think that anyone
That's
is
true.
going to be happy that way. So I really think that you should find your passion and enhance that every day, and always strive to be the best version of yourself, so that you can not only encourage yourself but encourage the people around you.
Yeah, so wow, thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, so that was great. Unfortunately, we've got, like, that was our last question, but just to say something about this episode. Like, this episode, we got to know one of our senior high school community members, Mr. Sam Spirit. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh,
I am so sorry.
We're
I
not
am
putting that
so
out.
sorry.
We are not putting
Okay.
that.
We got to know one of our senior high community members, Miss, the beautiful Miss Sam Spirit.
Bumabawi,
And
Carla.
we basically I'm sorry, this is very late at night. Anyway, so we got to know a lot about her and background, and just basically about empowerment. I know this is the third part, but it's so good to be reminded of that over and over again, because sometimes that can get like lost. We might not like remember it, and it's really good to repeat that stuff. But she also added a lot of her insights, and it's from a student's perspective. So it was just an overall really good episode. So much gold. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Sam, for coming on. So Jacob.
Well, to reiterate, Irvin, to reiterate what our two lovely guests mentioned, it is definitely important to put yourself out there and take risks, especially while you're still young, because making
Yeah.
mistakes is fine. As Sam mentioned earlier, it just helps us build who we are, and that's something you should do as well
Yeah.
in order to grow and reach your full potential.
Add to that, in order
Thank
to
you.
empower ourselves, we must not fear failure talaga,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
failure is the best teacher there is out there, because without failure we
Best
wouldn't be
medicine.
able to appreciate the highs and the wins and the victories. The lowest moments in our life, those are, yeah, that's very true. So
One of the
yeah, just
philosophies
don't
of
be afraid to
Enderun.
fail. Even if you do fail, just get up again and do it again, do it all over again. And don't be afraid to let people down or to let yourself down, because
There's always
I
something.
forgot what I was gonna
Here is what I was gonna say
say.
earlier.
Babe, are you
our failures.
influencer?
Even at our failures,
Anyway,
there's
so-
always something that you can pull out, turn into something better, or
Mhm.
learn as an experience, and it's like starting a business, because we've actually been attending talks the whole week, and something I've learned
Yeah.
is that you can
That's
fail
true.
100 times, let's say, because 10 is too little, but you can fail even 100 times but you just can't stop trying, because if you stop, it's like that meme of that person, of those two people who are mining for gold, and then like one person stops trying
so
just before
close.
they reach it,
Yeah.
and then and then that's when you actually fit. So don't stop trying, kids,
Yeah.
and keep learning while you're still young.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's true. I realized like over this week during all of our talks, I realized that you can fail like 1,000 times, but you only have to be right one time in order to, be successful in life. Just that one little time that you're right, that means a lot. So don't focus on all your losses or on all your failures, because those are what will shape you to become right as well.
That is so true. Thank you for that, Sam. And the only way to overcome a mistake is to face it. Because, once you face it, once you overcome it, then everything's going to be so good for you. So, again, Sam, Bea, and all of you guys, thank you for coming here. We had a great time. Although it was a bit short, but, of course, we hope to have you back again here soon on Enderun Unmuted. So, any last words you want to say, Jacob, Kyla? I think none. Joke. I think you have. All right.
I think we're good.
All right.
Irvin.
Yeah, again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sam. And again, guys, stay tuned with us every Fridays at 6 p.m. And like I always say, this is the time we will be muting. But of course, don't forget to stay unmuted every time, anytime. Be ready. And once again, this is Enderun Unmuted. Thank you once again, guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming, Sam, and special guest Bea.
Yes.